and welcome back, or welcome to the Citizen channel. If you've not been here before, if you do like what I do, please press that like button and press the subscribe button if you've not already done so. I'm sure many of you watching this odd show, the last one of the season, have already done that. But if you haven't, tell your friends, say this is the odd show. We're looking at City versus Villa, the last game of the season, of course, a very important game, of course, on the 22nd of May. 2022, 4 p.m. kickoff. So let's hope it goes our way. But let's have a look at any value. We'll have a look at the value in this. And of course, we do the odd show, or I do the odd show, but in part for charity as well. I do a couple of bets every week, sometimes 3, sometimes I split the bets. So our last chance to win for the Christie charity, which is my nominated charity this year. So let's go out with a bang. We got 2 right last time, the last game, so that was pretty good. West Ham, even though obviously it was a disappointing result, sort of in the end. I did have over 10.5 corners, that came in, and they had both teams to score, and that came in. So there may be a bit of deja vu today with this last leg, if you like, of the odd show. I do not sure whether it's planned to come back for the 22-23 season, guys. Let me know what you think if you've watched this regularly, like it. It's not one of the most vlogs that I get a lot of comments on, but obviously I may bring you back in a slightly different format or change it exactly, but I'm not too sure yet. We'll have a think over the summer anyway, whether there will be an odd show as in this format for the 22-23 season, but just let me know. As you know, there's always a City lead in these odds. There's a couple here today. I'm not even looking at Villa doing things. So if there's any Villa fans watching, there will be bits and pieces for you guys. But I just can't contemplate certain things as in Villa winning this. So there's certain prices I'm not really quoting because it's just beyond comprehension if it happens. So anyway, it will be a City leaning as always in this. And please, I don't condone gambling anyway. And when the fun stop. And please only have a gamble that you can afford, and never chase your losses. Never chase your losses, guys. That's all we can say. Right, let's check out some little value on this game. I mean, to win the league now, City are 1-7 on. That's actually drifted slightly. It was more positive last week. Obviously, that 2-2 draw with West Ham sort of made the bookies a little bit apprehensive. So they put Liverpool at 5-1. I think there was 7-1 last week. So still the doubt there. Of course, there is in the bound. They got to edge the bets a little bit. So City 1-7 on, Liverpool 5-1. These are just general prices. If there's anything specific to a bookmaker, I will name the bookmaker. Otherwise, it's just generally available. The match itself, City are 1-6 on, probably normal. A draw 7-1. And if you fancy, if you are a Villa fan, as I say, Villa fans watching, or you think Villa will win this for some reason, God forbid, 16-1 generally. You can actually get 18-1 with Betfred on a Villa winning this. So my 11, please watch my preview show for the ins and outs of whys and wherefores of why this 11 is. So I'm not going to explain it now. It's just basically my 11. And please check out my preview show if you want any sort of further information. So how I got to this 11, because it's, certainly could be slightly different to this, obviously. Ederson, Cancelo, Aki, Laporte, Zinchenko, very, very left thinking that, isn't it? But I don't know if Pep's got too many options. Rodri, Gundogan, KDB, Bernardo, Foden, and Jesus. There you go. So check out my preview show. You want to know the reasons and why falls for that one. Right, on to the first goal scorer. Sure, it's got to be a City player. Although, in all fairness, you think back to some of the recent games where they've gone to the last game, we've had to win, and we've not necessarily ever scored the first goal. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I am hoping that we'll score first. But as I say, there's no guarantees, is there, that if we do score first, it's going to be an easy ride anyway. KDB is an interesting one, 9-2. If he takes this game by the scruff of the neck that he's done, perhaps not at West Ham, but there was a couple of games before that. It was certainly a good price at 9-2. Jesus as well, 13-2. That's a good price if he's playing up front with Bet365. He also likes a last day goal, doesn't he? Let's be fair about it. Ollie Watkins, looking at Villa, Ollie Watkins is 18-1. That's not a bad price with Bet365. Coutinho, who's got reasons, of course, and the Liverpool fans will be praying for him to do well. He's 22-1 again with Bet365, so I'm sure he'd enjoy a goal for himself as well. And if Grealish starts, surely he'll be up for it as well. He's 8-1 with Sky, best price for first goal scorer. And of course, City, the set piece masters this season. season, although we've now lost our set-piece guy, haven't we, unfortunately, but hopefully there'll be someone to step into his shoes. Rodri, 18-1. He's been firing him in and scoring from corners, etc. And Aki and Laporte, if you think about scoring, Aki has a little tendency to get him, doesn't he? Aki and Laporte are both 22-1 with Bet365. That takes me on to the anytime goal scorers, which I prefer anyway. As far as people being at least around 2-1, I've ignored the obvious ones who are less than 2-1. But you got Foden at 15-8, which is okay. He's not been really knocking them in that regular, has he, recently? Gundogan is 5-2 with Sky, although I think if Gundogan plays, he'll be a bit more defensive-minded rather than going forward. Grealish is 11-5, Bernardo 11-4. Again, looking at the two Villa players that I'm sort of highlighting, Watkins is 5-1. That's got to be a good price, hasn't it? And Coutinho is 13-2. So Watkins, both a good chance. I mean, if you're a Villa fan, you could Dutch that and still make some money, anytime goal scorer. And if you look at the guys I looked at before on the set pieces, stuff like that, and willing to have a go from distance, you've got Rodri at 13-2, and both Laporte and Aki, you can get at 8-1. So wouldn't put you off any of those. Right, both teams to score. Yeah, interesting one, this. No is 4-5. That's with Betfair Sports. With our defence, if it's still the dread to think of it. Well, not dread to think, but we have to play the defence against West Ham. If Aki isn't fit enough, we're going to let go. We're going to concede a goal, surely. I can't see anything around that. So the no 4-5 looks a bit mean, but yes, doesn't look so bad at 13-10. As I as long as we win, it doesn't matter, does it? Both teams to score. The Betfair exchange sounds fine by me, 13-10. That's a good price. All right, it's a bit of commission to pay. But, of course, unless Stones, Diaz or Walker make a miraculous comeback, rise from the dead, if you like, I don't think that defence can keep Villa out, because they're quite nifty, Villa, up front. They don't score loads of goals, but they certainly create a lot. So there, my first charity bet is yes. There you go. That's my first one. Yes, again, similar to last week against West Ham. Both teams to score at 1.22 I've got on that one. So there you go. That's my first of the two charity bets this week. Correct scores, yeah, well, City to win, 1-0, 17-2 with 365. A 2-0 is 6-1 with 365. That was the score in the last time we played at the Etihad. A 2-1 is 10-1. A 3-0 is 13-2 with 365. A 3-1 is 11-1. And a 3-2, if you fancy another sort of get QPR type thing, 35-1 with William Hill. Well, we've done it before, haven't we? And these aren't happening, guys, but I put them in there anyway for the you Villa fans. A draw 0-0, 25-1, Paddy Power, God forbid. 1-1 is 14, 2-2 is 33, please no. And a Villa win, oh dear, the nightmares. A 1-0 Villa win is 40-1, and a 2-1 Villa win is 50-1. So I've only stuck those in for fun, because it's not going to happen, guys, is it? It's not going to happen, that. Anyway, half-time, yeah, interesting one. City are 4-7 to be winning at half-time with Coral. But if you fancy a draw, then obviously it'll be a nervier thing, and we'll end up, obviously, hopefully, fingers crossed, winning in the second half. If you fancy a draw at half-time, it's 2-1. Very, very possible if it's a nervy opening, although I hope we come out flying out the traps, in all fairness. And if you do fancy Villa to be winning at half-time, you get 11-1 with Coral on that one, if you fancy that. But that'll take some doing to come back. We're not very good at that, are we? Half-time, full-time, again, based on that not coming back from being a goal down. Fingers crossed, I'm going for City. I don't want it to be a nervy going for my sort of half-time break, if you like, and draw. So City, 4-6 with Coral. A draw in City, though, is 3-1. Very possible. And Villa to be winning at half-time, and City to win in full-time. As I said, we don't have it goes against all the stats that we don't have a great thing of coming from behind against teams, home or away. So that's 25-1. So I don't want that. I don't want Villa winning at half-time, because let's face it, a draw's no good. I'm not even going to contemplate anything else apart from a City for this, or a draw at City at the very least. Goals over and under, yeah. The last four matchups, including a League Cup match, it's been 3 and under. There's not been no more than 3 goals. I mean, this end of season battle there are reasons to believe that'll be the case again in this one. But then again, both teams I think are capable of scoring. So As I say, certainly someone gets an early goal. I can see certainly some goals in this. I can't see, I can see more than 3 goals. Over 2.5, which is very possible. It's just 1 to 2 on, which is a bit restrictive, of course. Under 3.5 goals, though, we don't think there's going to be more than 3 goals. That's 4 to 6. We bet 365, so that's a little bit better. But if you do fancy over 3.5, which is possible, we get 5 to 4 with Coral. Over 4.5, you get 11 to 4, another 3-2. Anyone? How about that? And under 2.5, so it's going to be a very tight game. I can't see that, but you can get 13 to 8. That's probably why the bookies are being so generous, of course. Winning margin, it's not really typical City to make this comfortable, is it? It's not really typical to win this 3-4-5. We did in the old days, in the 80s, 90s. We won many a big game at the end of the season by 4 or 5 goals, but it's not really happened so much, has it? Although, yeah, you think back perhaps to Brighton, which was a crucial game, stuff like that. But winning margin-wise against Villa, I'm only going to go for a 1 or 2 margin as sort of going to happen in this game. A 2-goal winning margin is 3 to 1. And just a 1 goal is 10 to 3, so it's actually longer. So I would love it to be more, but I've not even looked at that, guys. I'm just hoping for a nice 2-goal winning margin. That'll do to me. And if you fancy City to win to 0, if you fancy it, 10 to 11. I don't fancy that myself. And then the other bet, very similar, depending which bookie you're using and what they're offering. A clean sheet for City is 4 to 5. So if you can get City to win to 0 at 10 to 11, go for that. And finally, and of course, this is where my second bet will be, of course. The corners. Again, I did say we'll be a bit of deja vu with the West Ham game, yeah, so I have gone on corners and both teams to score. And the bookies seem to be edging this one. They've gone over under 11.5. It's usually 9.5 or 10.5, but you look at the last couple of games against Villa, it's been at least 15 or 16 corners, so that's probably why they're doing it. And I think both teams play the sort of football that can produce corners as well. So I think, interestingly enough, even though it's high, under 11.5 at 20.23 we bet Victor isn't great, but over 11.5 odds against with Boyles 23.20, that looks pretty good, and that sort of took my eye. So our second and our final charity bet, I'm going to go over. I'm going to take a chance on over 11 corners, basically 12 or more, and we win at 5 to 6. And I've sort of managed to get that on one of the bookies. I'm still allowed to bet through. So there you go. My little choice there, over 11.5 at 5 to 6. So there it is, the end of the odds show for this 21-22 season. I hope you've enjoyed it. My 2 charity bets again, both seem to score yes at 1.22 and over 11.5 corners at 5 to 6. So I hope, of course, any winnings on those 2. If not, whatever way, will go into the pot for the Christie, of course, and I'll be sorting that out over the next few days, couple of weeks, and sending a direct debit over to them. I'll let you know what it is. It won't be a vast amount of money, but it's certainly be better than nothing, and that's all we can ever ask, isn't it? And hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for your support, for joining me throughout this 21-22 season, this successful season, hopefully. Fingers crossed. We don't know yet, do we? But it's in our own hands. That's all we can ask, isn't it? Well, thanks for joining me. Let me know your comments, guys. As I said, this might not be here next year. It might be here in a slightly different format. I'm trying to keep all my things maximum 12, 13 minutes, and this is 13 minutes now with a little bit of chatter. So it's not too bad, but I'm not too sure whether this will return in this same format for next season. Let me know your thoughts anyway, guys, if anything you'd like to see or anything I've done that you liked or you didn't like or whatever, or any ideas. Just give them us. That'd be great to hear from you. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Until we meet again, that's one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.